with liberty and justice for all. All right, I'm gonna call the meeting to order, and it is 6:32. And are there any modifications to the agenda?
Yes, we have two of them. The first one is the recommendation to approve the adjunct permit for Cheyenne Dinsmore. It is to teach at a rate of $20 per hour for 7.6 hours a day, not per week. And then the second recommendation is to approve an out-of-state field trip request for Chris Townsend to attend Zoller Automation Days Open House in Ann Arbor, Michigan, August 9th and 10th.
A motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Let's do a call.
Amy,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Vicky, yes, Stephanie.
Yes.
Doug.
Yes.
All right, unless Sandy wants to talk, I don't see other visitors beside our presenters here. So I don't see any recognition of visitors or comments from the audience tonight. So we'll move on to our presentation from Performance Services, and we have a couple gentlemen here who are gonna tell us what they've been up to and what they've been researching for us. All right. You'll introduce yourselves. Because I don't know your names.
Okay, I'm Neil Fleck, project development engineer for all the projects here at Brown County Schools. Probably
Steve Feldman, business development manager with Performance Services. So we've been involved since the original facility assessment back in 2018.
So what we've been up to, so we've met with all the principals, most of the administrative staff, or all of the administrative staff. We're in the process of compiling all that information. We've put together individual reports for each facility and reviewed those with each principal and the administrative groups separately. So we're in the process now of sharing that with Emily, and but it is clear. So back in 2018, during the original study, the middle school was the top priority at the time. Number one being the really not a secure entry, right? So that needs to be addressed. There's also some ADA issues when you do enter the secure entry that has been created. You have to climb those stairs to get to the main office, and the main office is in the middle of the building. So that those just create challenges that you don't have at your other facilities right now. So it was clear that that was at the top of the priority list, and so we've been driving that forward, kind of in parallel with the rest of the study, to help you all make some decisions. Also, part of the priority list at the time at the middle school, the HVAC has not been addressed there for quite some time. So it's due for a complete replacement. And so that's what you'll see here. We have two different scopes here. One being addressing the main office. So this proposed plan we reviewed with Emily and Gavin Steele, the principal of the middle school. Talking about originally back in 2018, we were looking at relocating the office to what is now the art room, and we were going to move the main entry to that second door rather than where it is now. Talking to Gavin, the challenge with that solution is all the kids are on the other end of the building 90% of the day. There's a few classes on this end closest to the high school. So this particular budget looks at capturing 3 classrooms across the hall from the current office. We would create a new entry above the retaining wall. So there's a retaining wall, and then you have that green space between the retaining wall and the fire station, right?
Yeah.
You also have the only handicap parking is out on the street right there. And so you park and you have to back out into the city street to leave. So the current plan, and it's preliminary at this point, but the current plan is that we would create a small visitors parking lot in that green space, provide an adequate number of handicap spots for the school. As I said, create a new entry door that would have a secure entry arrangement similar to the high school here where you're directed through the office. We would also move all of the administrative staff and the clinic all to the front in those 3 classrooms. And then we would, so we'd be losing 3 classrooms. So we'd create 2 general classrooms in the current office and clinic space. And then we would also create another classroom down on the south end next to the STEM lab. There's a couple of classrooms there, and then the old home ec room, I believe. So so we're going to capture some of that space to create that 3rd classroom. So you won't be losing number of classrooms. So that's the current plan, and that's the plan that.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'm still trying to see this. So where's the office? Yeah, you have a map, because I
do.
can't picture it yet.
I do.
Oh, and I was gonna say, do you have this on paper? Thank you, because it's hard to read up there. Oh, much better.
Yeah, so this is the classroom. Let me see if I can zoom that out. So this is.
So that's rooms 2, 3, and 4, right? Where your current rooms where you're putting the office. And then room 5 is still there.
Perfect.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so 2, 3, and 4, and then 5 would remain. We would create a new entry probably on this end. We talked with staff about creating public space in the office and then having kind of internal space for just that separation. Because right now, visitors come into the office and students are in the same space, and it's very congested. So we talked about creating 2 different entrances into the school, one being on the north end for administration and that students can enter, and then the one nearest the stair on the north end will be for the public.
And the stairs remain.
The stairs will remain.
There's really no way to.
There's no way to, because as soon as we touch them, the ramp has to be a certain.
It's too steep.
Yeah, there's just not enough space there to.
Halfway down that hallway.
Exactly. Well, you know how long the ramps are on this end of the building that they have to take down. They go all the way around.
12 inches for every 1 inch.
Exactly. No, that was the. We will do the best we can here.
No, I think you're doing a great job trying to get to the screens.
Okay, so originally, we were gonna capture the art room here. That's gonna stay now. And this entrance will remain the same. And then we were actually gonna have principal, assistant principal in the conference room back here in this space, but I think this will now become the 3rd classroom. And then we also discussed potentially creating the break room. And there's some other options. Again, it's preliminary at this point, but that's the current plan that we're moving towards.
Isn't that where the break room already is?
It is.
But you would just redo it?
Yeah,
Since it's
there's
still
some,
set up for home.
yeah, there's some question about whether this wall is in the right location. We might have to shift the separation wall between the two spaces. So we'll have to investigate that further.
And the big space to the left then is the equipment manufacturing and engineering.
Correct.
Now, that, it says secure vest up there.
That was
so-
carryover.
Oh,
I grabbed the floor plan from the last project, so
Yeah.
this would actually, it would remain as is. And that was just a carryover. I grabbed this floor plan from our previous plan, which we moved to.
Yeah, I think originally they had talked about in 2018 of moving the principal's office, those offices down in that area, so they wanted that to be a secure entrance, but it makes much more sense for the office to be up in the heart
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
building.
well, I agree with that, but I guess I'm questioning what you do with that door. Like, how do you make that door secure? Because currently that's the bus entrance. And I don't. know
Correct.
where the
I don't know
state
that
bus
you
entrance.
need to make it secure. It would be locked all the time and any public traffic that would go through the new office.
Yes. So if you think about if buses are gonna drop kids off, I mean, they're gonna have the doors unlocked or that door is gonna be manned at arrival and dismissal only. Then it serves as the purpose of any other door around the building at any other time of the day. It doesn't need that second protective area.
And then what happens with where we currently have the entrance, where the person sits at the front desk? What happens to that area?
Yeah, so that would, that's a good question because there is some extra space there now when we created that vestibule. It would become a general entrance that would be locked during the day. And then you can discuss whether that becomes the bus entrance. We haven't really discussed those details, but it essentially would not be used as a public entrance anymore.
But we wouldn't change the bus arrangement, then the buses would still come down below.
In the loop, yes.
You're not gonna bring the loop up to that other entrance, right?
No. With the retaining wall, that would
We don't wanna change.
would be challenged
Yeah.
to do that.
Okay.
Just because the slope of the site is
Pretty
so steep,
serious.
it's, it creates some challenges. So this is just a general schematic of what that would look like. So right now you can see that we just overlaid this over a Google photo and the handicap spot out here on the street. We would just create an entrance here and move those handicap spots and then create an entry into classroom 2, I believe. So that everything on this loop, on the current loop would remain the same. But it would free up some spots potentially with visitors coming in. and parking here.
So I envisioned that when you made that little parking space area,
Mhm.
that it might actually be a loop up into the upper parking lot.
Mhm. I don't know where the property line is here. And there are some elevation changes, but that's something, we could investigate that. But this is a concept that
Yeah,
we wanted to present, but we certainly could investigate tying these two together and making this a bit of a pull through. Is that what you were thinking?
that's what I was thinking, that if you could,
It's
if
pretty
you
steep
did that,
right
then
here.
they-
It's very steep and a big
Right
tree.
here, there's an elevation change.
We did, we met, yeah, I mean, we've had several meetings and looked at a lot of different scenarios of what to do, and this is what we proposed to performance to sketch out for us. I think to best meet the needs of the middle school. We talked about changing the car rider lane or making changes to and where the buses come in. We talked about if we did use that lot, then traffic would build up on Main Street. We don't want traffic to build up on Main Street. I think this way leaves us with the most opportunity to fix this part, but also leave an opportunity where the buses drop off right now and cars.
And if you did decide to do something, yeah, I'm here to address that situation further. But
Could
it's
be
something
done.
you can do in a later phase. But this eliminates the need for visitor parking in your current lot. You can, that would be.
Which is a long way from the door.
Mhm.
And up
It is,
Yeah.
yes, that's a steep grade, that's right. And then it also gets the heat parking off the street. So that's the current plan. Does that, do you have any other questions? And then, of course, the second part is the HVAC, which was at the top of the list in 2018. Jimmy and his team.
And we
These
just
are things
replaced
don't have.
So
You did.
That's good.
That's right.
That's a lot of big stuff.
A lot of improvements. Any questions?
Going back to the classrooms on the
Mhm.
interior. I mean, the biggest loss there is that the classrooms lose windows. Is there a way to provide some kind of light into interior rooms? Because the current interior rooms are dark. I mean, they feel, I don't know, I'm just thinking, is there a way to even have windows out on the hallway or something that allows some kind of light? So as you think about it,
Some daylighting.
because I taught in one a lot, and it's just, yeah. I didn't teach there all day, but I had taught other hours in a room with windows, and it has a different feeling.
It has.
That's a good point to mark down.
And there's also a bathroom there. Actually several bathrooms?
Staff restrooms in the clinic.
Yeah.
Yes, we were planning on moving. We would move those to the front, to the new office space. All right.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
If you have any other questions, please. Just email us.
Absolutely, absolutely. You're more than welcome to stay for the entire board meeting, but I also understand if you have other pressing matters that you need to get to. I will capture any other questions or anything that comes up.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
so much.
Appreciate your time. Thank you. All right. Next is discussion, which is listed as none. And number 6 is approval of the public session minutes from July 17, 2023. Is there a motion to approve? There's a second.
Oh, I'll second.
Any discussion on the minutes? I'm looking at right here. All right, let's do roll call.
Amy,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
Stephanie.
Yes.
Doug.
Yes.
The next thing is action needed items. We have a recommendation to approve the donation of 2 checks from the community band. One for the Brown County High School Band for $1,301, and a second check to the high school theater department for $1,627. Community band would also like to donate their equipment, as the high school is currently storing them in the band room. Is there a motion to approve?
I so move.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm terribly sad that the community band is not operating,
Are they
but
disbanding, are they?
they are, well, COVID hit them very hard.
Yes.
And they've lost some of their members, and they're just really not going to get back together, so. Very sad, but I really, really appreciate their donation. That's great. Let's do roll call.
Amy,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Vicky. Yes. Stephanie.
Yes.
Doug.
Yes.
All right, number 2 is a recommendation to approve the retirement notice of Darlene Radloff, effective July 17, 2023. Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Just like to thank Darlene for her service at Brown County Schools.
And yes, we're very appreciative of that. Any other discussion? Let's do roll call.
Amy,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Vicky.
And
Stephanie.
Yes.
Doug.
Yes.
Number 3 is recommendation to approve the retirement notice of Cindy Keller effective July 27th, 2023. Is there a recommendation to approve?
I so do. I'll second.
Any discussion?
Also, just want to thank Cindy for the years of service at Rochdale Schools.
Let's do roll call.
Amy,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
Stephanie.
Yes.
Doug.
Yes.
All right. Number 4 is recommendation to approve Brown County Middle School handbook. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second. Is there any discussion?
Thank you for the lovely reading material. It did put me to sleep, which I needed.
I know we asked Trent when we did the high school book, are there any major changes you want to highlight for us?
No. Really nothing major. We updated our tobacco policy to be reflective that we do issue citations for tobacco infractions at the middle school. We started that through the year last year, so we just updated it this year. I think that's our daily schedule, 27 periods that was updated to match high school.
And your 6th grade. All right, very good. Any other discussion, questions? Let's do roll call.
Amy,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Vicky. Yes. Stephanie.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, number 5, recommendation to amend the hire date for Diane Smith, who is Brown County High School business teacher, to July 10th, 2023. Is there a motion to approve?
I so moved.
A second.
And any discussion?
Yeah, I just want to reiterate on this item and the next item. Diane Smith, we hired at the end of the school year, and she replaced Amy Cole, business teacher at the high school. And there was a incubator EDU trip that was in Chicago in July. So with the transition between Diane and Amy, it got missed to approve the out-of-state professional development for Diane, because she just replaced Amy. And then when we figured that piece out, we figured out that we can't technically pay Diane if her hire date wasn't until August 7th. So that's why we're amending the hire date, and then we are cleaning up the paperwork so that, because she attended the Chicago professional development. Yes.
Any discussion on that? Let's do roll call.
Amy,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
Stephanie.
Yes.
Doug.
Yes.
Let's do number 6, recommendation to approve that out-of-state professional leave request for Diane Smith to attend the Uncharted Learning National Summit in Chicago, July 9 to 12. Is there a motion to approve?
I so moved.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Amy,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Vicky. Yes. Stephanie.
Yes.
Doug.
Yes.
Number 7 is a recommendation to approve the disclosure of free and reduced lunch price information, excuse me, to the Brown County Weekend Backpack School Liaison, who is currently Sandy Higgins. And that is, she serves as liaison between the organization and through private schools. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second. Is there any discussion?
I would like to propose, we have rewritten this agenda item. We have this every year. I would like for it to be understood that as long as Sandy Higgins is our partner with the backpack program, that it'd be allowed and approved every year until there's a change.
All right, is that an amendment?
No, that's just explaining why it's written this way. It doesn't specifically say for the 23-24 school year.
Any questions? All right,
Thank you,
let's,
Sandy. You did a great job.
yes.
Oh, thank you.
All right, let's do roll call.
Amy,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
Stephanie,
Yes.
Doug.
Yes.
All right, number 8, recommendation, excuse me, to approve the adjunct permit for Cheyenne Dinsmore to teach the following courses for the 2023-2024 school year at a rate of $20 per hour for 7.6 hours a day, not per week. And those classes are Introduction to Engineering, Principles of Engineering, Computer Integrated Manufacturing, and Engineering Design and Development. Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Second. Any discussion?
For these classes that over at Eco Manufacturing.
These are Eagle Manufacturing courses. This is a replacement for Cody McGill. We are fortunate that Cheyenne has been a part of our, not only our high school, but Eagle Manufacturing, and worked as a paraprofessional in Eagle Manufacturing last year. She's moving towards getting her teaching license, and I just couldn't be more grateful to provide this opportunity for her, for our kids.
She's been involved since she was.
Yes, it does an incredible job.
Any other questions or comments? All right, let's do roll call.
Amy,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Vicky, and Stephanie,
Yes.
Doug.
Yes.
All right, number 9 is a recommendation to approve the adjunct permit for John Elmore to teach the following courses in the 2023 school year at a rate of $90 per day. Technical theater and acting. Is there a motion to approve?
So move. Second.
Any discussion?
Again, I'm just grateful that we have the opportunity to bring John in and on an adjunct permit and continue to provide the opportunity for our kids.
And so this is the, during the day, he'll be teaching 2 classes,
Last 2 periods of the day.
last 2 periods, and then he'll be getting extracurricular appointment for that. Any questions or comments? All right, let's do roll call.
Amy,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
Stephanie.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, number 10 is our favorite. Recommendation to approve the second read and adopt the renewal of policies, volume 35, number 2, with all of those policies. And really exciting reading, but I am really grateful to make sure that we are up to date and in compliance with all. Is there a motion to approve?
I so move.
Second. Anybody? All right, any comments? Let's approve, roll call.
Amy,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Vicky, and Stephanie,
Yes.
Doug.
Yes.
All right, number 11. Recommendation to approve the out-of-state field trip request for Chris Townsend to attend the Solar Automation Days Open House in Ann Arbor, Michigan, August 9th and 10th. Is there a motion to approve?
I so move. I'll second.
And is there any comment or addition? I think you've already addressed it.
Yeah, Chris has been asked to speak. And so, of course, anytime our programs and our people get to be on a national stage, I'm grateful for the support to allow them to do that.
Terrific, that's exciting. All right, any other questions or comments? Let's do roll call.
Amy,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Vicky, and Stephanie.
Yes.
Doug.
Yes.
All right, number 8 is our consent agenda items, and the personnel is, as typical in July and August, 2 pages long. So starting with separations, BCMS after-school supervisor, Anna MPs, the appointments, starting with BCMS cheer coach, Misty Williams, and transfers, starting with BCMS boys head track coach, Cassandra Pontius. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda personnel items? Let's say the last one. Okay. BCMS part-time paraprofessional, Amanda Smoot. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Any discussion or comments? I want to
thank everybody for their service. They're moving on to new adventures. I want to welcome all of our new staff and excited for the transfers between the district and positions. It's going to be an exciting year.
And looks like a lot of really great candidates that we're bringing on board, so I'm excited about that. Any other comments or questions? All right, let's do roll call on consent agenda.
Amy,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
Stephanie.
Yes.
Doug.
Yes.
All right, superintendent's report.
Yes, thank you. I want to publicly thank Jace Bailey at Baker Tilly for always coming and being able to present training to our board. We have really, really good partners that are surrounding Brown County schools and this board specifically. So I just want to say that I'm grateful for that partnership. I also want to thank Performance Services and Steve and Neil Fleck. They have been our partners for several years, and they continue to do an incredible job for our school community. We welcomed back all of our staff this morning for the officially kick off the 2023-24 school year. There really was an exciting energy around the district. It felt like it was in the middle of the school year, like just one of those days, right? So again, I just reflect on that and excited for our kids to come on Wednesday. Tomorrow, we will actually celebrate the opening with breakfast for the whole corporation at 8 o'clock in the high school cafeteria, followed by our celebration in the auditorium at 9. And then of course our kids come back to us on Wednesday. I do want to personally welcome all of our new staff to Brown County Schools. We were able to hold new staff orientation last week, and we got to play golf last year, and I think this year was just as good and maybe not even a smidge better than last year's event. So everybody was able to come. It was a really great energy. Our team did such a great job making people feel good, and why Brown County Schools is really a special place. So I'm excited for our new staff. All 3 of our elementary schools hosted open house this evening. So I'm sure that's where lots of our people are or were this evening. Middle school and high school has an open house Wednesday evening that starts at 5, and our parents and our families are welcome to come into the buildings and meet teachers and staff and ask questions that they may have, take a tour of the building. And then I looked at the calendar for Event Link and athletics, and like fall sports is here, like it's already underway. This week specifically, our girls golf team travels to Edgewood tomorrow, and then they host Eastern Green on Thursday. Our boys tennis team and our volleyball team both have scrimmages, and then our first home football game is Friday, and then Saturday is home volleyball. So there are lots of events, and the year has started. It's just fast. Yeah. So that's all I have. Thank you.
We have your board updates. Anybody have anything they want to share? No. I'll share that I went on Friday to Indianapolis for the Indiana State Board Association Legislative Committee. I really enjoyed that. So 2 people from each region of the state, so it's 20 people, and we helped determine what the legislative priorities will be for ISBA in the next session. And we work on a draft for about the next month and try and get the wording right. But as we're there all together as a group, we make those decisions. And I'm very excited to say that my priority is now at the top of the list, which is changing the referendum language on ballot. That is going to be one of our top priorities this year, and everybody was on board with it. There's one legislator who we need to come to our side, and I think it will happen. So anyway, that's something I've been advocating for all of the past year, and I feel like it's finally gotten the momentum and attention that people need. I don't know if it will help us in 2024 because of the timing, but I think that, helping everybody for referendum in the future question makes sense to the general public. So that's what I was working on. All right, let's motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?